When you're a tourist, Paris in the rain is depressing. To cheer themselves up, these 50 English high school girls decided to treat themselves to a little treat. A rendezvous with French gastronomy. Behind Montmartre, they're going to visit a bakery, and not the least important one. The one that won the prize for the best baguette in Paris in 2008. They salivate in anticipation. Croissant. And what else? Pastries. The holder of this French savoir-faire, here he is.
My name is Anis Borsa. It's my bakery.
For little English girls, Anis is the ambassador of one of the symbols of France, the baguette.
Parisian baguette.
Son of Tunisian immigrants and France's best craftsman. An insult to those who believe that only ethnic French know how to make good bread. It's really good French bread.
Which is prettier in the story is that I am the son of a Tunisian born in France who learned the French tradition and is now passing it on around the world. So there you go.
Anis's story is not unique. Today, more and more Tunisians are buying up French bakeries. Moïse Vigneux is a real estate agent specializing in the sale of this type of business. Take a drive with him, and you'll understand that in Paris, Tunisian bakeries are on every street corner.
You have a bakery, Bennett, which I sold to Mr. Azizi 6 years ago. It's a family of bakers. All 3 brothers are bakers. Then there's the Sabre Cater Bakery on your left, which I set up 7 or 8 years ago. That's Mr. Asdin Abab. The Abab family has maybe 30 bakeries in Paris. Here too, you have a Tunisian. I didn't set him up, but he's a Tunisian who's just bought. When they set up shop, they get a lot of family help. It's the cousins. Everyone lends a hand to help someone get started. And once he's off to a good start, they help another one who wants to set up.
In the Paris region, Tunisians now own almost 1 in 5 bakeries. And almost all of them come from the same place. Southern Tunisia, Tataouine. It's troglodyte dwellings and bakers. The region boasts the largest concentration of them in the Maghreb, and it goes without saying the best. In the 70s, some of them emigrated to Europe. The Tunisian bakery industry was born.
Well, let's take a tour of the bakery.
On that day, Moïse is to present a case to Nadir Madawi, who grew up in a small village near Tataouine. It's his first purchase.
Well, here's the deal before we enter. It's a corner house. The facade was redone not long ago.
The business is a small neighborhood bakery, run by a couple, the Dumonts.
Madame, hello. It's Mr. Madawi.
Madame is in sales.
So let's take a tour of the patisserie.
And Sir is in production. The couple wants to leave Paris to open a new store in the country. This could be good business for Nadir. For the last 10 years, he's been working in the Paris region for a large bakery chain. His job is a family tradition. Nadir knows what he's talking about.
Here it is. Frankly, since I was 15, I make bread, which is now almost 21 years. I took the unit over there in Tunisia with my father. I arrived here in '99.
For the moment, the business is closed on Saturdays and Sundays. Nadir would like to open one more day.
Yes, it's good.
First difference with the French couple, and that's not the only change planned. If he buys the bakery, the Tunisian intends to revisit the pastry department.
I'm going to add a bit of Oriental cake. Because normally Oriental cakes work now. They're popular all over Paris.
And you think you'll increase Monsieur Dumont's sales?
Yes, normally, yes. I hope so. Yes, for one thing. I have to be open 6 days a week. I'll be working a bit harder than him, though. Twice as much as him. I've got appetite. He's the guy we want.
Now it's time to talk financing in the offices of Moise, the real estate agent. The business will cost 300,000 euros, including agency fees.
That's your personal contribution. 45,000 euros. So we're going to ask for a bank loan of 225,000.
Given the size of the loan, Nadir will have to make do with a very small monthly income.
I put 1,200 net for you and 800 for the lady.
A business that pays poorly in the beginning, and you can't count the hours. Enough to discourage many candidates.
If it weren't for the Tunisians, there would be a lot of bakeries out there that wouldn't be taking orders. But it would only be the big, beautiful ones that would sell. But the neighborhood bakeries and all that, people would have to take their shoes, and then they'd have to walk a kilometer to find the money. Have a good evening, and see you soon.
If Nadir gets his loan, he won't be going it alone, but with his family. He lives in a tiny two-room apartment in the north of Paris. He met his wife Jamila in Tataouine. She joined him here 5 years ago. Together they have 2 children. She was the first to urge him to buy a business. Jamila doesn't speak French very well yet, but she wants to help Nadir with his project. She believes in him.
My husband has worked hard. I'm sure things will go well once he's got his store, and I'm going to learn the shopkeeper's trade bit by bit.
It's going to be hard at first, to pay the loan and everything, but after 7 years, it's good. In other words, I can even hire workers and be the boss.
Become a boss? Today, Nadir knows that his dream is within reach. Because before him, other Tunisians have set an example. Like Anes, who is one of France's best craftsmen, starts his day at 2:30. His father was a waiter in restaurants. He now runs 2 bakeries. One near Montmartre, the other just below his home in Pantin.
Alexandre, how are you? I'm fine.
Even if, on a day-to-day basis, he no longer runs the store, every morning he checks to make sure his baker has arrived, and that everything's in place. Three hours and 20 minutes. Anis is already late. On his way to his second bakery. This son of a Tunisian is a workaholic. He sleeps 4 hours a night, but never complains about lack of sleep. On the contrary.
When we work at night, we're making our bread, everyone else is still asleep, and we're doing something so that when people get up, they find their bread warm, they find their viennoiserie. It's something useful in the morning.
Anis's second bakery is a fine business in the 18th arrondissement. 800 baguettes a day, and average annual sales of 700,000 euros. He bought it from a Norman and hasn't changed a thing since. Not the pastry chef, nicknamed Lelandais, nor the specialities. No oriental pastries here, just classic religieuses and chocolate eclairs. Flan breton. Anis may be Muslim, but he's also kept the alcoholic pastries and bottles of champagne. There's even pork in the salads.
If we take away the ham, we'll lose 1/3 of the French clientele who still eat ham. After that, it selects the clientele in the sense that we'll only have a more or less Muslim clientele.
You need 40 mini viennoiseries for one recite.
Despite his deviations from Islam, Anis has converted the whole neighborhood to his religion. Good bread.
The faithful, like at the mosque. We're the faithful, that's what we are. You've got ham. Do you mind coming to eat anyway? We know they sell ham, they sell alcohol, but how much? Bread is kosher, it's halal.
I've been used to eating good bread, and I must say that it's among the best I've ever eaten.
Anis Bouabsa was the first North African to become Meilleur Ouvrier de France in bakery. An excellence that he wants to continue to put at the service of a popular clientele. But some Tunisians have other ambitions. To conquer the nicer neighborhoods. In the very chic 17th arrondissement, the boutique Amel bought 5 years ago.
Here we go.
She's a bit like the Madame Plus of the bakery world. Your chouquettes aren't ready when you come into the store.
Hello, everyone.
She comes straight to the office to bring them to you.
Yes, Sylvia, for me, yes, thank you.
She also delivers to half the restaurants in the area to boost her sales, despite stiff competition in the neighborhood.
So there's a French laundry there? Yes, right there, opposite the restaurant I deliver to, and it's...
They didn't get the contract. Like in many Tunisian businesses, Amel works as a family. There's the father, a former baker, the mother, a baker's daughter.
Good, put in a bag, in it directly, not her case.
And the sister, still a student. The father, Ahmed, has been in the business for 30 years. He owned his own business. Now retired, he can't help but play supervisor. Even though, officially, he's passed the torch to his daughter. You can't pick up the phone. Is your daughter a good worker?
She's the one who's really into it. No, it's for her, not us. We've finished our careers.
I'm going to keep an eye on you for a while.
I served a little, but she's in charge of everything.
You don't need the time anymore.
We're a long way from the very first family bakery.
Thank you.
In '81, when Ahmed arrived in France, he opened his first patisserie in Marseille, an Oriental-style patisserie. After a few years, he went Western, selling baguettes and millefeuilles. Amel works full-time in her family's new bakery in Aubervilliers, but she's already dreaming of having her own store, far from the slums.
Hello, Hélène, hello?
In this bon chic bon genre arrondissement,
Hop là.
the arrival of a North African baker didn't go unnoticed.
They're not the usual people, they're Maghrebians, not Maghrebians, no, but people who...
I don't live here all night. How's the sweet coming? The macaroons are garnished. It goes up.
Amel has succeeded in her gamble. In 5 years, she has increased her sales by 40%. Enough to give her wings and ambition. Perhaps one day she'll open a second bakery. But not just anywhere. Not far from here, 10 minutes on foot.
Where would that be? On the Champs?
On the Champs-Élysées? Yes. Is that where you'd like to have your bakery? Ah, yeah, the dream. If it's to expand, it'll be there or nothing.
The new generation of Tunisian bakers no longer have any hang-ups and are now aiming for big stores with sales of close to 1 million a year.